the attorney on the witness stand, and then after I got through a few preliminary questions, he cut me off. He wouldn't let me ask anymore. He let me ask 3 questions after I got through the preliminary, and he said, "That's it."
Well, again, was it your case you were bringing the other party in, or was it their case they were bringing you in?
Well, it was actually a bankruptcy. It was a bankruptcy case, so I had petitioned the court for the bankruptcy case.
And you petitioned a tax court, or what kind of court? Bankruptcy?
It was a bankruptcy court.
Right. So you have to abide by their rules then. So in the bankruptcy proceeding, they may allow attorneys to testify for the fiction in law. So if you're the one who petitioned it, you could have modified the rules. You could have said, look, this is my baseball game. Today we're going to run third base, second base, first base. We're not going to run the normal way. So if you're petitioning the court, you've got the right to set up the rules. But if you forget to set up the rules, they're just going to play it the way they've always played it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've got to bring the rules of the case into the court.
At any time.
No, you got to do it at the beginning because that's trial by ambush. You got to let the other side know. You can't walk onto the baseball field and all of a sudden they're out because they ran to first base. Like, what the hell's going on here? It's a trial by ambush. You can't do that. You got to be fair. You got to let the other side know. And if they miss it, and you sent it to them, and they fail to object to the rules, well then you could just run them over like a freight train when you get there. Because it's like, I gave you sufficient notice that this is how we were going to play this game. So if you couldn't be bothered to read this stuff because you're understaffed or underfunded, that's not my problem.
No, because they just don't care. All they got to do is run some kind of stupid words out of their mouth and the judge will agree with them.
No, because you tell the judge to take notice of the rules because you're the one who established the court. You're the one who...
Oh, yeah, but what I'm saying, prior to us establishing the rules, they don't have to comply with anything.
You have to. No.
It's just a one man or one group team. You know, they're all in the cahoots together.
It doesn't work like, well, I know for me it's never worked like that because I've always had a precipice day or pre-hearing trial and I lay all the rules out for everybody to understand. So the judge knows the rules, the other side knows the rules, this is how we're going to play this game. And this is how we run it. So that when we go to trial, I got rid of all the bullshit stuff in between. We only got 2 matters in controversy, like we might have had 30. We settled it in a pre-hearing trial. If you're going to go to a bankruptcy thing, the best thing for you to do is ask for a precipice day, which means a pre-hearing trial day. Get all the big nonsense out of the way. And if there's just one thing that you guys can't work out in the judge's chambers between you, the judge, and the other party, say, you know what? Let's take it before the jury. We're going to go before a common law court of record. Only the injured party gets to speak. You're going to have to bring the injured man here. An attorney can't speak. Those are the rules. I'm relying on the 9th Amendment, the Bill of Rights, United States Constitution, Article 9 and Article 7. There is no such thing as the 7th Amendment. There's no such thing as the 9th Amendment. They're the articles of the Bill of Rights. The First Amendment is really the 7th Amendment. So when everybody says, I got a Second Amendment right, no, you don't.
What was the 2 Articles, 9, and what was the other one?
Well, I'll just tell you that the 7th Amendment and the 9th Amendment. But when you say 7th and 9th, the judge knows you really don't know what you're talking about. So if you say the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution, Article 7, he knows you're talking about a trial by jury. Not a jury trial, but a trial by jury. And if you say, well, I have rights, inalienable, inherent rights given to me by God under the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution, Article 9, I don't know what you're talking about.
I had a traffic case and I demanded a 7th Amendment. 6th Amendment, what is it, 7th?
You're right, the 7th.
6th Amendment is criminal, 7th is civil.
Well, it's a trial by jury that you're looking for.
Yeah, well, they're both trial by jury. 6th Amendment is a criminal trial by jury, and 7th Amendment is, and this actually was, when he went up on appeal, it automatically becomes a criminal trial. And the judge tried to say it wasn't a criminal trial, and I said, well, look at your notice. The court hearing notice. It says right here, criminal trial. And,
but like I said, if you Google this, you'll be amazed. Like I said, you'll see yourself, you'll be like, you'll say the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution, Article 9. And then you type in the 9th Amendment, and they'll be like identical. It's like, why are they identical? Because like I said, if you read a lot of the older law books, like I do, everything under the 10th Amendment, anything under the 11th Amendment was an article to the Bill of Rights. Everything above the 10th article, all of a sudden, changed the name to an amendment. So it's it's just interesting. It's just funny because, like I said, judges pick up for certain words like that. If you're saying in Bill of Rights, United States Constitution, Article 7, they say, holy bananas, this guy knows his, because nobody knows that but me. He's not. He's like, what did this guy just say? And he'll reference it. He's like, holy crap, this guy knows law better than I do. Holy bananas, I better back off on this turkey because what's he going to do to me in my court? I'm the judge. What is he going to do to me? He's making me look like an idiot. So like I said, when I hear people say, oh, I got a Second Amendment right. No, you really, under the Bill of Rights of the Constitution, Article 2, you have a right to carry a gun. Now, I don't know where you're getting the Second Amendment nonsense from. I don't know if he's trying to confuse you or trying to make you look stupid in court, but you're using the wrong terminology. If you want to talk like a lawyer, if you want to talk like somebody who knows something in court, well, how about you get it right and keep it to like a very simple lawsuit, one page, so that way you know every single word, and that way they can't confuse you, and just stick to your words, just stick to your paperwork. Don't let them try to get you off your document. Just stick to it and say, that's my word, I'm sticking to it, and I'll stick to it till the day I die, till somebody knocks me off my standing. I'm sticking to it. And let them try to knock you off your pedestal. Let them try to knock off your standing. Make a base of your standing on citations, laws, codes. You make a basis of your standing upon what they recognize as their law, as their legal system. You know, you can use their codes, you can use their citations, but you got to modify it into your own terms that you feel comfortable with. And you know, a jury will understand. You don't use all that crazy legalese like Platsky versus CIA 19. You don't use that nonsense. You just tell the jury, hey, it's no fair. I'm trying to get this stuff going through this court, and guess what? Every time I try to get in here, this guy throws it out. This isn't right. They did me wrong. I want to know why. And nobody's giving me an answer. How do you like that, jury? When people do that to you, and the jury's like, yeah. So you got to come down to the jury's level. You got to stop playing attorney, and you got to realize that eventually you want to get in front of the jury, and you want to put on a performance for the jury, and you want them to be like American Idol judges and give you the thumbs up and say, hey, you know what? You win. A jury trial was a total joke. They're totally, like to me, they're totally incompetent. But you put on a performance and you win in front of the jury. If you know the law 100% is on your side, then go before a judge.